On the scene, on the story, News 9 starts now.
Protesters in Minneapolis call for more changes after police chief is canned over the deadly shooting of an unarmed woman. Plus, a U.S. soldier indicted for allegedly trying to help the Islamic State group, and what outgoing White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer had to say about those SNL impressions. 7:30 on your Saturday morning. I'm here with Matt. The heat has been intense for the past few days, and from what you've been telling me, we're far from out of it.
Yeah, that's the heat wave for you that's been going on the past several days, and today will be no different. We'll be right in the smack middle of the heat wave today with the heat advisories in place. Central Oklahoma, excessive heat warnings. If you're headed out into eastern Oklahoma today up to Tulsa, maybe out on I-40 eastbound towards the Oklahoma border, down to McAllister today, it's going to be even hotter there. That excessive heat warning means heat index values will be dangerously high, above likely 110 in some locations. So a nastier day out in green country, but still gross here with the humidity, the heat, all making up for just a nasty mess. Especially once you get past about 10 or 11 o'clock, you really start to feel it, as that heat index here in the metro will likely be around 100 just around lunchtime. 75 degrees now, a south wind at 7, mostly clear skies, just a few clouds here and there this morning from our Air Comfort Sky Cam network, our OCCC cam this morning. Your Saturday quick look at 82 degrees at 8 o'clock. How about a heat index of 100 by lunchtime, and it'll feel like 106 at 4 o'clock today. I'm not a fan of that heat. South wind at 10 to 20 at least. There's some kind of breeze, but it'll be our third straight day above 100 degrees. So the oven is on. What I'm looking at right now is this heat dome will be in place and possibly shifting back to the west as we go into the weekend. And that means chances for some rain and some thunderstorms. That's certainly good news. How about an early look at your 9-day forecast? Let's go back and talk about rain chances today instead. We want to save the 9-day there for main weather. So the chance of rain and storms today, tomorrow mainly going to be across northern Oklahoma. Maybe a little edge off that heat, Chris. I'm looking at the 9-day, which you kind of got a peek of there. We'll look at it in more detail coming up here at 7:45.
Thanks, Matt. Well, following the controversial shooting of an unarmed woman, the police chief in Minneapolis has been let go. As the mayor made the announcement last night, protesters of another officer-involved shooting demanded that she also step down. New this morning, Danielle Nottingham shows us how it all went down.
Chief Harteau is not in a position to lead us further.
But shortly after announcing the chief's replacement, protesters took over the event.
We do not want you as the mayor of Minneapolis, and we're asking you to resign.
Leading the cries for justice, John Thompson, a best friend of Philando Castile, who was shot and killed by a police officer from a nearby department last summer.
You have been ineffective as a mayor, and we're asking you to step down.
Many of the people in the room newly energized by Saturday's police shooting of Justine Damon, an Australian yoga teacher who had called 911 to report a possible rape in the alley behind her home. Mayor Hodges listened for a few minutes before leaving the meeting without finishing her statement, and others took over the podium.
We got real problems in this town, but you're looking at the people that are going to solve those problems. It ain't going to be these damn people here.
After 30 minutes, protesters dispersed and Mayor Hodges returned.
I share people's frustration about the pace of change in policing and in building community trust. And transformational change is difficult. It is uncomfortable, it takes time, and it is worth doing.
The mayor believes she has brought about more reform than any mayor in the country, and she says she will not be resigning. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A federal grand jury has indicted a U.S. soldier for trying to help the Islamic State group. The jury in Hawaii indicted Sergeant First Class Ikaika Kang. An FBI SWAT team arrested him earlier this month. Investigators say he wanted to commit a mass shooting after pledging allegiance to the terror group. Kang's lawyer says his client may suffer from mental health issues related to his time in the Army. And around the world, authorities in Afghanistan say a U.S. airstrike killed 12 Afghan police personnel. It happened yesterday in the southern Helmand province. The Pentagon confirmed the strike, saying it happened during an operation against Taliban insurgents in the area. Hundreds of tourists and residents on a Greek island had to spend the night out of their homes and hotels following a deadly earthquake. Many residents of Kos slept in their cars, while others stayed in sleeping bags in parks or playgrounds. The 6.5 magnitude quake shook beach resorts early yesterday. 2 tourists died when a building collapsed.
I think coming from somewhere that doesn't have earthquakes, you don't understand. So to me, it was very frightening being in the building, but being outside, I know I'm safe.
Destroyed parts of old buildings and monuments in the old town of Kos. Now to our nation's capital, where Sean Spicer's time at the White House is running out. The press secretary is stepping down after 6 months of briefings. This departure came after Wall Street executive Anthony Scaramucci was named White House communications director. Despite his short tenure, Spicer's exchanges with the media will be remembered, especially after comedian Melissa McCarthy's impression on SNL went viral.
I think there are a couple parts of it that were funny, but there's a lot of it that was over the line. And it wasn't funny. It was stupid or silly or malicious.
Spicer will stay on at the White House through August. He'll be replaced by Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And controversy at the Capitol after a lawmaker loses her position after remarks about DHS. The House Majority Leader weighs in, coming up on the Hot Seat. But first, dozens of talented Arabian horses taking over the State Fair Park this weekend. Details next.